Jon DelVecchio from Street Skills, and I'm going to begin my writing skills book series with Total Control. As I mentioned in a previous video, I'm going to be reviewing books that led to my development as a cornering confidence author and instructor, coach, if you will, at Street Skills. Now, once you finish those encyclopedic books like Proficient Motorcycling and maybe some other basic riding books, you're going to want to start to pick up advanced riding skill books. The first one I picked up was Total Control by Lee Parks. Since this edition, another one has come out, and I just want to go through a few things in here to highlight, I guess, the main points and what I really took from this book. Now, the first thing that I want to point out about it is that it does cover a lot of things. It covers a lot of suspension tips. It gives you a lot of interesting things. There is some basic riding in it. One of the things that really I can reflect back on that had an impact on me was his fear versus confidence table, if you will, here. Now, this really made a difference in my writing, and one of the things that I can honestly say is that this was where I start to really look at confidence as being an important thing. The opposite of confidence is fear. Ignorance is the opposite of knowledge. Uncertainty and faith. And although I describe confidence as the combination of experience plus knowledge in my writings and teachings, this really began me down the path of you're going to be a better writer if you're confident. You're going to be a safer writer if you're confident. The only way to get confident is to do the writing skill and practice things that really work. The next thing that I thought was really important in this book was he gives 10 steps to proper cornering. Now, some people might say, well, that's too much, it's too difficult, there's too many steps. But really, what he's saying here changed my writing immediately. And this was like one of the first principles that I learned in my development as a writer. One of the things we can think about is, and as he would describe, the center line of the motorcycle and our chest center line. We want to get it inside. Now, he promotes pre-positioning. And what this means is, as I'm going in a straight line, I want to get my body into the position. Now, perhaps in the book, he's talking extreme, maybe too extreme for the road type of pre-positioning your body. But what's going to happen is if I'm going in a straight line and I want to pre-position, I can just shift my weight into the middle, get into what I call kiss the mirror positioning. But what's going to happen is the motorcycle is going to want to tip in. So we have to press the outside to hold us on that line. Then when we're ready to tip in, we can counter steer into the turn. And my earliest photos were of me pre-positioning. And a lot of people would say, well, why are you doing that? Isn't it overkill? But this I can trace back to is the original thought behind my straight principle. And so if I go back to the first book that I read on advanced cornering, it's Total Control. And it began my trek down that path of having a straight motorcycle, and all the benefits of that are talked about in my book, Cornering Confidence. Another really important thing that I learned from Total Control had to do with pre-positioning your gear shift lever, getting it in a preloaded condition for quicker shifting, more smoother shifting. And I guess I'm just going to leave it there. Total Control is a really good book to start with. It's really an A to Z book but it's not encyclopedic generally. It's this man, Lee Parks, his work in a parking lot to try to help you and me ride better. And let's see if you can take away something different or something that reinforces what I'm teaching in my classes. But I want to thank Lee directly for putting this book out there so many years ago, and how it influenced me in infinite ways probably, but most directly with that pre-positioning, the pre-positioning of the body prior to tip-in, and the effects that that really has immediately on your riding. His legacy to my school was the straight principle, as how I will explain a lot of why you want to kiss the mirror and get inside for cornering, what that does to the suspension, what that does to your lean angle, ground clearance, and those kind of things. And of course, the smooth shifting was another great. So that's Lee Parks, Total Control. Pick up a copy.